All right, so as soon as you press that A button, that X button, that button on the keyboard that allows you to go ahead and actually start the game of Destiny 2, what does the game ask you to do? It asks you to create your character, choose your class. So which class are you going to be running with? Are you going to be running with that hunter? Are you going to be smacking people up as a titan? Or are you going to be floating around like a butterfly as the warlock? So I went ahead and I was playing the warlock back in Destiny 1. So I got a chance to go ahead and do the warlock for Destiny 2 as well. And I will say that it feels a lot like the original warlock. The jumping is still the same. Although I will say that once I first started jumping, I was like, whoa, this is kind of weird because I'm so used to Genji's double jump from Overwatch that it was just like, whoa, I'm weird. Like, why am I not actually jumping up? I'm just floating around. But after about an hour of play, I started to get used to it again, and it felt okay. It felt good. It felt original, like how the Warlock was back in Destiny 1. So they did a good job with keeping that the same. Now, speaking of subclasses, the two defining characters, well, I guess the three defining aspects of a class are its subclasses. So we've got the Dawnbreaker, and we also have the Voidwalker. So starting off with the Voidwalker, because it's the similar one from Destiny 1, Voidwalker is one of the old souls of the game. It's really, really awesome because it's just a bunch of void energy. It's really cool in this entire universe of darkness versus the light. The whole point that we have these powers in the first place is because we are so filled up with the light from the Traveler. You get to be a special covenant of the void, the darkness of the universe, and you get to channel that and kill some bad guys. So the big bad thing, the one that you guys all want to know about, how is the Nova Bomb? So the Nova Bomb is one of the few ultimates in the game that you actually get to just fire and forget. You just, once you press your Q or your F or whatever button it is for you, you just fire it off and that's it. You kill some bad guys. If you miss them, you miss them. It's not like these roaming supers that they have made for the Dawnbreaker, Arc Strider, and whatever else in the other classes. The Nova Bomb feels powerful, although I will say that the default Nova Bomb that they gave us from the top skill tree did feel a little bit slow, and it's intentionally supposed to be slow because you get some Seeker missiles afterwards once it explodes initially. So it's pretty nice. It definitely felt a little weird, but it really was akin to the original Nova Bomb, which I liked, and I can't wait to get my hands on the bottom tree of the Voidwalker class in order to just test out the super fast original high speed Nova Bomb where you just kind of pelt people with it and make a huge explosion. So Nova Bomb felt really nice, felt really cool. Also, the grenades. What type of grenades do we have? We have the sticky grenade. We have the, what's it called? The scatter grenade, where once it explodes into smaller little ones, and those also explode. Then you've got, I think, the Seeker one. So you throw that down, and then anybody in its radius gets hit for a little bit of damage. So all those are really cool. They're all the similar ones that we had from Destiny 1. Felt really nice, felt original, and I loved it. So, Voidwalker, definitely, I like it. The playstyle is pretty cool because you have the melee, which once you actually hit somebody with your melee, you get an overshield, you get some healing if you already had a max health bar, and overall it's pretty nice. Now, additionally, when you get a kill with your melee attack, then you also recharge your grenade a little bit. So it's not a full recharge, which would be pretty overpowered. It's not a full recharge, but it is like about a halfway regen. So if you're already at half, then you kind of just get a new grenade. So it's pretty nice that the synergy between those abilities still exists. But then what about the new class ability that they've added? So back in Destiny 1, we only had two abilities, which was the melee and the grenade, but now we have a new class ability. So this one puts a little rift, a circle on the ground, if you would, where you could choose between having it heal you up and it heals your allies as well. If you're standing in it and you're already at max health, then you get an overshield, so that's pretty nice. And then you could choose for it to either heal, like I said, or you can have it be a damage boosting aura, so where everyone standing inside it, your weapon damage is amplified. So it's pretty nice. There's some skills that you can synergize, especially with the Titan, with their class ability, where you can just put the shield down, put the rift down, and then just get a really reinforced barricade where you're doing double damage or you're doing like a lot of sustain because of the healing. So it's nice to have that synergy. It's cool. I will say one of the downsides though of Destiny in general, Destiny 2, was that even though we did get a third ability, which is fun to use, it was met with having a crazy cooldown on these abilities. So it takes 10 years for these guys to get back up unless your class innately has some sort of cooldown reduction, which is kind of cool. It definitely lends itself more to the whole gun shooter type of FPS that this is, but it does make it a little bit more slow and dull, I would say, to not be using your supers all the time. I mean, you're a Titan with all these crazy powers. You expect to use them pretty often, but that's just not the case in Destiny 2. So that's the Voidwalker. I had a lot of fun. I think I would definitely be maining a Voidwalker. I think I like the Nova Bomb a lot better than the Dawnbreaker's ultimate. But speaking of Dawnbreaker, we have the new kind of subclass. So we did have a solar subclass back in Destiny 1. It was called the Sun Walker or something. It was something. Sunbreaker. I think that's what it was. I don't know. But we've got the Dawnbreaker now. So we have a new iteration of the solar subclass for Warlocks, which is pretty interesting. So we got a couple new things. We do have a remnant of the old sort of perk from the solar subclass back in Destiny 1 to where if you're already floating in the air and you aim down your weapon, then you kind of just stay there in the air and you could still shoot. Now that's just kind of like a basic thing for the Dawnbreaker subclass. And now you can float and actually move around a lot more. Back in Destiny 1, you were kind of just stuck in the air. You didn't really get to move. So now you get to move around, be a little bit more mobile, which is pretty cool in PvP. And it's also nice in PvE to get that good angle of attack if people are just shooting you and you got to move out of the way. So not only do you have the kind of literal floating like a butterfly while you're shooting people, but then you have the grenades. So you have the original, you throw out a mini sun basically. So you throw your grenade, it explodes, and then you have this huge sun that just kind of sits there and just burns enemies that are nearby. So it's really nice to just either use it for area of denial, like in PvP. In PvE, usually the enemies will just run away from it. So if they're stuck in a corner or something, throw it in there and they usually start walking towards you. So that's pretty nice as well. And it's just good for some consistent damage. Then you also have the Seeker one as well. It's the same thing from the Void one where you throw it down and then anyone near it just kind of gets blasted with some damage. And then you also have the Sticky where if it actually sticks to the target, then it's going to explode for even more damage. If it misses its target, it still explodes, but it doesn't do more damage. So that's kind of cool. There's a little bit of a skill involved with that one as well. The melee for the Dawnbreaker is pretty interesting because once you hit something with the melee, then I don't remember if you get an overshield. I think that was the Void one, but all I know is that you get this buff that basically increases your reload speed. I don't know if it increases your movement. It felt like it because the reload speed was so fast, but you can shoot, reload, and then just start shooting again really fast. So that reload is really nice. It feels super awesome, and I'm definitely liking that. So we're talking about the supers, Nova Bomb versus the Dawnbreaker, sword ability. So while I will say actually initiating and pressing your ultimate in the Dawnbreaker is way more satisfying than the Nova Bomb from the Voidwalker. While it is more satisfying, I do feel like it has some potential to be better, but that just comes along with overall class balancing for the spec in general. So you pull out this giant flaming sword and you can go ahead and roam around, you can fly, you can float, you can dodge in the air, you can do all this stuff. And then when you actually press your fire button, when you're gonna slice the air and throw down a fire, it's really cool. It feels nice, but the thing is, I don't think it does a lot of damage. There's been times where in the strike, where the PvE dungeon, you would say, it's got a lot of enemies all grouped up. So I can use the Nova Bomb, kill all of them, and be guaranteed a few orbs of light, which allows your teammates to help charge their ultimates faster. So I can get a quick, easy kill like that with the Nova Bomb. But with the Dawnbreaker, it feels really weak. I would use it in the same exact spot, hit all the people that I can, and I get like maybe 2-3 orbs. So it just feels like it doesn't do as much damage. I think it would be good for like just focusing down a boss, but I don't think that it's going to be okay when it comes to just trying to cleave and just get some denial of all the enemy NPCs that are around. So that's just kind of my 2 cents. Maybe I was using it wrong. I don't think I was, because I don't think there's any other way to use it. But the Nova Bomb felt a lot better. I think I'm going to be playing Voidwalker if I play the Warlock at all, which I'm probably gonna. But yeah, so the Warlock is really cool. I like it so far, and it seems to be that we're going to be getting a third subclass as well. There was a third subclass in Destiny 1. It was called the Stormcaller. So that's the arc variant, the lightning, the electricity version of the Warlock, which was really, really, really fun in Destiny 1. I did end up playing a little bit of it, even though I did stop playing before it even came out. I did come back to play it a little bit. So the Stormcaller was really good. I have no impression of it in Destiny 2 because it wasn't in the beta, but I cannot wait to get my hands on it if it is a thing and it wasn't just some leak or some faux thing. So I am excited about playing the Warlock. I hope you guys are too. And when Destiny 2 does come out on October 24th for the PC or September 6th for you guys playing over on console. I hope you guys go ahead and roll the Warlock and, tell me about your adventures and stuff. But if you're not going to be rolling the Warlock, you can tell me why you don't like it or why you're going to be playing a different subclass instead. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy, and please let me know about what you want to see in another video. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.